Now, I want to collect some information about a students. I have 4 students here. I want to collect some information about the student. I have 4 students. Let's say I have 3 students here. I want to know what these 3 people will do. What I want to collect? I want to collect the student name. I want to collect the student name, phone number, email. Similarly, I also want to collect the student name, phone, email. This student also name, phone, email. Now, if you observe here, I am collecting the same information for all the people. Then why should I define 3 times? When you are collecting the same data from 3 different people, why should I define it 3 times? If you look at this, 1, 2, 3, all the 3 people's name, phone, age, email. The same format of data I am taking. The same format of data I am taking. When you are collecting the same data, why are you defining multiple number of times? Can I, okay, instead of that, create like a template. If you say student template, the template will have name, phone, email, age. When you want to collect the same format of data from multiple people, instead of defining them separately, define them like a template. Okay. Now, what the student will do? Now, what are the actions that student can do? I am defining. Let us say he can fight, right? He can eat, he can sleep, he can watch movies. Sometimes study also. Now, what all these are? All these are actions. What he can perform. Now, name, phone, email, age is information. So, fight, eat, sleep, watch movie, study is an action. This is the information, this is the action. Now, this is the information about the student. These are the actions what he can perform. Now, go back to the next student. Now, what are the actions he is able to perform? See. So, basically what we have a data about a student and actions what he can perform. Activities what he can perform. So, we have information about a student. We have a information about a student and the corresponding actions. We have information about a student and the corresponding actions we have. Now what I'm doing, both of them together clubbing up and making as a class. Why? When same set of information is, same set of data is collected, same set of actions are performed, then instead of defining them separately, define this as a template. Define this as a template. What is the name of the template? Student. Now I will say student S1, student S2, student S3. Now what is this student S1? Student is a template. In the template, what is the name of this template we are giving? S1. So in the template what we have? S1 dot name, S1 dot phone, S1 dot email, S1 dot age, S1 dot fight, like this. Now, how many times we defined? Only once. But I can use it how many times? Now for this student, we are giving a different name. Now defining it has become easier, right? Previously I used to define the complete template 3 times. Now what I'm doing now, I define the template only once. I have defined the template only once and I was using the same template repeatedly. Now what happened? The burden of writing the lengthy code is reduced and we are going for reusability. The structure which is already there, we are trying to reuse it. It has reduced the burden of defining everything once again. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? Right. Now, when you have the same category of data used multiple number of times, when you have same category of data used multiple number of times, same set of actions are performed by multiple number of people, then instead of defining separately, we can define them like a template. What is the name of the template? Class. So class is a user-defined template which contains data members and methods. Class is a user-defined template which contains data members and action. Data members are nothing but your variables. Actions are nothing but your methods. So data members are nothing but your variables. Actions are nothing but methods. I hope you are clear. So what is a class now? Class is a collection of data members and methods, where data members are defined using variables and actions are defined using methods. I hope you are good with this. I hope I'm clear. Am I clear with this? Right. So let us take the definition. Okay. Don't create anything in this account. Don't remove anything from this account. Number of people are going to use this same. Come again. Don't delete anything from the account. It's used by a number of people. So let me change the account access for you. Don't delete anything from this account. 1 or 2 psycho fellows will be there. I'm telling to those people, right? So it's accessed by all the people. All the students are accessing. Almost 250 students are accessing the same account, right? So all your batchmates are accessing from this account. Don't delete anything from this account. Now people also, once you go back, just copy back the programs, right? Now, yes, the rest I'll do one thing. I'll post a link in the GitHub. You can access the GitHub and download it. Okay, probably you may get it. Okay, you may get a practice of version controlling also. Right? Probably in Monday I'll show you how to access from the GitHub, how to push it. I'll upload the files to GitHub. I'll give a link. Try to get the data from the GitHub, so that will be a practice of your version controlling also. Right? Okay. Now, meanwhile, anybody has copied this methods nodes? In this, anybody has copied the method nodes? Right? Anybody has copied? Right. Just upload it back. Don't delete anything or don't write anything. I'm making very clear. It's not only for you. Number of people are using this account. Do not delete it. If I find I can restrict your IP address next time, I'll find we can delete it. This is a setup tutorial, right? You know who opened, from which IP address you opened, who deleted. I will simply block you from accessing the nodes. Right. Copy means control CMA. Probably people might have used control X. Now let us see what is a class, how we are going to use it. How you define? So I have given as class upon wrapper. Then I have given string rating. Then we have ownership. Then create a method invoke, void invoke. Create a method void invoke. Right. Then what you are supposed to do? Set the method. Invoke the method. Right. Set the value. If industry equal to banking,
Hello.
ownership is public. Right. Yes.
What does it mean, create an Apex class?
You are creating a class. I ask you to create. It's a requirement. I'm asking. Create an Apex class. You are creating a class.
Is there any difference between class and the Apex class?
If you write in
Both
Salesforce,
are
it's an
same.
Apex class. If you write in Salesforce, it's called Apex. Right. Now what we had. So what was that? Rating is warm. We are creating a class in Salesforce. What is the language we are going to use? Apex.
Satish, can we define variables in method also?
Yeah, we can define, but that cannot be used outside the method. If I define any variable within the method, they cannot be used outside the method. They become a local. Now here we had public, void. Now here I am trying to print name. If I give this variable, if I define this variable called name within this invoke method, then I cannot use in show. If I define a variable here, the name if I define here, can I use it in the show? No. Why? This method, this variable become local to this. Right? If within the flower bracket, if you define, I can only use that variable within that flower bracket. I cannot use it. There is a reason I define outside. If you define outside, this can be used here or it can be used here. Like this we are defined. I hope you are good with this. Everyone is good with this. So we have defined class with the data members and with the methods. Now if you want to know the complete syntax of this class, we are also interested. Boss, we've been disturbing the class from beginning. This problem, people follow the overexcited to explain to other. Listen carefully. Now, if you want to know complete syntax of the class, we are supposed to understand one more concept appended to this. What is it called? Access modifier. So before the class, I have to define whether it's a public or a private or a global or a production. So what is this access modifier and what is the purpose of this access modifier? Let us understand this. Now let me give you, I have some data. So this is Satish. Now, this guy, Satish, has some data. I have my name, age, salary, my account number, password, right? So I can give my phone number, my girlfriend number. Now understand the concept. Now I have this data. This is my data. This is the data about Satish Maila. Now I cannot share every information of mine with everyone. Now all the data belongs to Satish Maila only, but my information I cannot share with everyone. There is some data which I can share with everyone. There is some data which I can share with only associated people. There is some data which I have to keep for myself. But the data belongs to Satish Maila only. Now I will decide which of my data, which data of mine I want to share with everyone, which data of mine I want to share with my organization, which data of mine I want to share with my associated people, which data of mine I want to keep for myself. Now let us say name. I don't have any problem in sharing my name with my friends, family, and all people of capital outside the capital. Am I right? I can share with everyone. I can share with every student of Capital Info Solution. Outside the Capital Info Solution also I can share. With my friends and my family I can share. No problem. Now age. Now my friends will be knowing it. My family members will be knowing it. And people who are the capital will be knowing it. I may look like 60, but I am only 33 now. Okay. Now friends, family and capital. Now this I cannot share with outside. People who can see me, they can recognize my age, but outside the capital will not be able to recognize. So this data is not available for everyone. Now maybe people who are with my LinkedIn, people who are with my Twitter, okay, or they may know my information. The other people will not be knowing. Now I said my salary. So who will be knowing this? Friends and family. Right. Now, will I share my salary data to every student? No, right? So I have my account number. So who will be knowing my account number? So my friends. Now password. Will I share with everyone? No, this I cannot share with everyone. So who will have? Only my wife will be holding this. Only associated people. Phone number. Right? So I will be sharing with my friends, family and capital. So I will decide which of my data I want to share with whom. If I feel some data is sensitive, I will hold for myself. If I feel some data should be known to my organization, I will share. Now I know sensitivity of the data. I have my data. Out of my data, which is more sensitive, which is okay, which I can share with the company, which I can share with everyone, I will decide. Accordingly, I will define. Now I have my girlfriend number. Will I give to my wife, boss? This have to be a private number. Now what was this? That's based on the sensitiveness of the data, I am keeping. Boss, this I can share with everyone. This with only capital. This with only family members. This is only for me. Now you are deciding. Now this is what you are deciding. Now how do you put this in the programming? You have decided this data you want to share with everyone. This data you don't want to share. But how do you convey the same to the program? In the program, your thought of sensitiveness has to be applied on your data. How will you apply? This is applied by using access modifier like global, public, protected. These are the access modifiers. This will specify the scope of the data. This will specify the accessibility of the data, where I can use the data, where you can use this data within the application, outside the application, within the class, within the child class, where you can use. Where you can use this data? In the class, I am defining a variable. That variable can be used only within the class, or within the child class also, or within the application, or outside the application. Where we can use, that is given by global, public, protected, private. If I say everyone can see this, I'll give it as global. If I say everyone in my application can see it, I will go with public. Global means outside people can also access. Public means only within the application. Now it is only specified, not for everyone, not everyone in the application, few members in the application, protected. This is also protected. Protected.
Satish, global means like
I will
on
explain it.
that particular
I will explain
organization.
it. I will explain it. Hold for a minute. Public. Right? Like this, data sensitivities we are putting. So, if you define the data as a global or a public or a protected or a private, we know what is the scope of it. Now, where are you going to use this access modifier? We are going to use this access modifier along with the class, along with the method, along with the variable. So, these access modifiers are used along with the class, along with the method, along with the variable. Now, scope of the class, visibility of the class, visibility of the method, visibility of the variable. So the access modifiers will specify visibility of the members. Now where they are visible, how they are visible. I hope you have got my point. Now let us understand this. Now we have an application. This is your Salesforce org. In the Salesforce org, you have a class. This is your Salesforce org on which you are working. Now, this is outside the Salesforce org. This can be anything. It may be a Java application, .NET application. It can be a Salesforce application. It's a outside. It can be a Java or a .NET or a PHP or SAP or Salesforce. Anything. Other technology or same technology. But it is not my org. Outside my org. Now we are working on this Salesforce account. Dev at the rate of 312. That is outside my org. Outside my company org. Okay. It is my production. It is some other. Now I defined global string. If I define it as a global, now I can use this and this. I can also use this. I can also use this. If we define any variable as a global, that can be accessed anywhere within the organization and also outside the organization. Global members can be accessed within the organization and also outside the organization. Global members can be accessed within the organization, outside the organization. Suppose if I defined public. If I define public, I can use this anywhere within the organization. Outside, If you define public, I can use anywhere within the organization. Now, what is the difference between global and public? Global can be used within the organization, outside the organization. So generally, when you go for web services, generally when you go for integration with web services, I will define as global. So when I go for web service programming, I'll generally define as global, right? So if you want to share outside your organization, how will you share outside your organization? With the help of web services. With the help of web services. That's how, if you want to define any service which need to be accessed outside the organization, I will define them as global. Right. Now I have protected. Now, not allowed. When you define anything as a protected, not every class of your organization can use it. Only the child classes can use it. Child class means if your class is inheriting the parent class, if your class is inheriting this class, you will call child. Only the class in which we define they can use, and the child classes can use it. And here email not accepted. Outside the org not allowed. Then I told private. Now here not allowed. Now tell me, global means anywhere within the organization, outside the organization, generally for web services. Public means, okay, public means anywhere within the organization, but not outside the organization. Protected means within the class and the child classes. Then private means only within the class. I hope you got my point, right? So this I told in terms of variables. Methods also same concept, but we can also define with the help of, we can also define with the classes also. Private class, public class, global class, we can also define. Let us understand one by one. I hope you got the theme here. Theme is clear for everyone? Right. Now online, someone is asking me question. Am I clear with that?
Yeah, Satish, one more question on this global part. So, for example, this class example has name as global. Class student, if also we mention like global
See,
variable as name.
make it a simple panda. Class members are not accessed directly. If I say name, you will not straight away call name. You are supposed to create an object and call a name. There will be a concept of object with the help of which we will be calling it. It's not directly variable name which you will be accessing, right?
Okay.
Access modifiers.
Satish?
Now, what is this access modifier? Now,
Satish?
at the end, I'll give a break. Ask you at the end. Access modifier. What is this access modifier? This will specify scope of the members. What are the scope of the members? Class, methods. This will specify the visibility of the members. This will specify the visibility of the members. Class, methods, variables. There are 4 types of access modifier. Global, public, protected, then private. Now we are going with global. What is this global? If you define class, or a method. Variable as global. They can be accessed anywhere within the organization and outside the organization. They can be accessed anywhere within the organization and outside the organization. If you define any class or a method or a variable as a global, they can be accessed anywhere within the organization and outside the organization. Generally used while defining web services. Public. If you define class or method or variable as public, they can be accessed within the organization. Private. If you define method or variable as protected, they can be accessed only within the class where they have defined and within the child class. Inner classes. Inner classes means class within a class. Sorry, it is a protected, not a private. Then we have if you define class, if you define a class method as private, they can be accessed only within the class where they are defined, in which they are defined. If you define a class or a method or a variable as a private, they can be accessed only within the class in which they are defined. Note: default access modifier is if we don't define anything, by default it is taken as private. Second, only for test classes we will define if you define class as private, we cannot create objects. Right. Now try to understand this point. If I want to define global class example, if I want to define any variable as a global, class has to be a global. Inner member should be equal or less than outside member. If it is a global, inner member can be a global public string 4. If I define next example, public class student. If the class is public, your members also should be public or less than. Are you getting my point here? If you define anything as a private, if you don't define anything, by default it is a private, then all the members of this should be private. If we define anything as a private, all the members will be private. So outside member, the class is global, the members of the class can be a global or a public or a protected or a private. If class is public, members of the class can be a public or a protected or a private. So class access modifier, if you define as a global, inner members can be global, public, protected, private. If it is a public, protected, private. If it is a private, all the members should be private. Are you getting my point? Am I clear with this? Right? Am I clear with this? Right. Yes, online someone has a query. Go ahead now. Online someone is asking a query.
Satish, in the previous example, the protected, you have wrote the protected email. Then why we didn't use it in public employee extends example class?
Where in this example, here protected classes
Access
will not be there.
model.
Your classes will be either a global or a public only. Your classes will be global or public. I told you very clearly. If you define as a private, you cannot create an object. If you don't create an object, we cannot use a class. Class cannot be used without object. So if you want to use any class, object is a must. If you define as a private, if you define anything other than a global or a public, we will not be able to create an object. Okay. This also I told you, private classes will be used for only test classes. Now, here I told protected email. Now, tell me where this protected email can be used now. Can I use in the student class? Can I use the email in the student class? No, why? It is not a child class. Can I use in the employee class? Yes, why? Employee class is a child of example. So I can use in the child class. That's what I told. Email can be used in the example and email can be used in the employee. We cannot use in the student. Am I clear? Now here I didn't give you public private because I'm not speaking about this. Only to tell the accessibility of this I have given. Right? But basically if I want to write, why I have to write as global. Okay. While explaining this example, we don't know what is a global and public and protected. Okay, that's the reason straight away I wrote the class. Now we know what is a global, protected, public, private. Now you define the class properly. Right? Are you clear? Right, boss?
So email can be used. So email can be used in public employee extends example.
Public, employee.
This class we have written public employee extend examples. Here we can use the email.
That's what I am saying, right? What I told, if the member is a protected, it can be used within the class and within the child class. Now employee has become a child because it is inheriting the class. That's what I told. What is it? Here, not allowed is for what? Green color is given for what? Salary. Salary is not allowed. Salary is not allowed. Here, email is not allowed. Here, email is allowed. Name, phone, email, 3 are allowed. When you define as a protected, what I told, they can be used within the class, within the child class. Now, employee is a child class of example. Now, tell me what can be used in the employee class? What can be used in the employee class? Name, because it's a global. Phone, because it's a public. Email because it's a protected. Now I cannot use a salary because it's a private. Now within the student class, what I can use? Name and phone. Because student is not a child of example, I cannot use protected member. Am I clear with this? Everyone, am I clear with this? Clear, boss? Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Satish.
Come again. Private. So you should not create a class as a private. By default, you are supposed to create global or public. Okay. And 99% we go with the public. Only when you go for web services, we go for global. Otherwise, we go with the public. If you define any class as a private, you cannot create object. Class cannot run. Class is a dummy without object. So if you want to create any object, it has to be either a global or a public. I hope everyone is good with this. Clear for everyone? Everyone has followed? From now on, you can write a program for execution. So what I am doing, look at this. Now, developer console, file, new, what was that? Apex class. File, new, Apex class. Everything that you write in the Salesforce should be in the form of class only. That is the reason all our previous executive examples we didn't execute. Because we cannot run them individually, they has to be a part of class. Now I am giving here student data, public, class. Then I am giving public void now. Will the action will run directly? Action will not run directly, we have to call it. So this is how we give. So it is a class defined with the data members and method. Now it will not run. It will not run. If you want to run this, we have to create an object. Class will not run by itself. It is a template only. It is a template only. It will not run by itself. If you want to run, I have to create an object. Class will work like a template only. It will not run by itself. If you want to run, we are supposed to create a object. Right. So this is how we create a class. From now on, we can create an object and execute each and every functionality. Now, what is a class now? Class is a collection of data members and methods. Data members are defined with variables. Now, variable can be what? Public, global, public, private, protected. Methods can be what? Global, public, protected, and private. Now, class can be what? Global or public. Now, why we don't define with protected or private? We cannot use a class without object. But while defining a test classes, in the testing, while defining a test class, I will define a class as a private. But general programs, class will be either private, global or public. Global means what? It can be accessed within the class, outside the class, within the organization, outside the organization. Public means within the class, outside the class, within the organization. Protected means within the class, within the child class. Private means only within the class. If you don't define anything, by default, it's a private. If you don't define anything, by default, it's a private. I hope I'm good with this. That any other queries from anyone? Yes.
Default access modifier is it for default access modifier is for only for class or members. I mean, if it is private means it is
online 1 minute.
Members.
Now when you are defining a global public protected, they will be for class. For method, everything is private, because with a method, if we define, there is only local to method. Local variables are always private. You cannot define them here. The next, default access modifier for everything is private. Default modifier for everything is a private. Now look at this. Default modifier is private. When I'm giving a private class, what happened? It is giving me error. What is the error message? Top level class must be a public or global. It cannot be private. Now why it is taking as a private? If you don't define anything, by default it is private. For everything, for a class or a method or a variable, if you don't define anything, it is a private. Now what is the error it is saying? Boss, your class has to be either global or. So what is the default access modifier for a class? Private. For a method, private. For a variable, private. For everyone, it is a private. No separate definition for every element. Okay. Am I clear with this? That's all from mine. See you all in the next session. And online people.
Sir, one query.
1 minute, Amma. I'll just answer.